Excellency, please permit me to speak as the Chief Innovation Officer today. I know I'm still Chief Minister, but on this a half-term media evaluation of the National Innovation and Digital Strategy that we launched 5 years ago. In September 2018, a couple months after I started at Fate House, we went to New York. And then, Your Excellency, introduced me to the world as Africa's only then Chief Innovation Officer. I introduced Bill Gates then as the world's Chief Innovation Officer. Your Excellency, I would like everybody in this room to kindly stand up as we clap for the world's Chief Visionary Officer. That we will not see and hear today comes from one man and comes from an individual who has a vision that is incomparable to anybody I have ever seen. And I've seen many people, including the world's Chief Innovation Officer. That vision is what led to the launch of what we know as the DSTI. In October 2018, after we had come back from New York, in State House compound, His Excellency went into what is known as the Directorate of Science, Technology and Innovation and cut the ribbon as he laid the vision again for the world to see for what DSTI will be. 1 month later, as everybody has said, 5 years ago, His Excellency on this stage stood and launched what was the National Innovation and Digital Strategy. Now you say, who done a salon? Who size salon come up from making salon they launched National Innovation and Digital Strategy 5 years ago? Who done a salon? Who done this man? Who done this president? We feel say, now the world, Ingo put people together and launch what they call National Innovation and Digital Strategy. Where America they live, where UK they live, instead, in Africa, we forget 10-year vision on innovation in this country here. But we did in this same hall. And that vision, that National Innovation and Digital Strategy was centered on 3 strategic pillars: digital governance, digital identity, and digital economy. Now, 5 years ago, we not been the talk about technology. 5 years ago, now course the course we won't go on radio for talk about data. 5 years ago, where I come on the radio, I go for meet His Excellency. I tell her, I say, sir, I just come on the radio. And people they don't understand. If they tell me, say, it's okay, David. Now we'll talk more about data. Explain what in data mean to the people then. And I went back over and over and over and over again for telling people that when the course we say, they say quality education, you say innovation. They say corruption in the government, you say innovation. They say we never feel we say, you say technology. It takes a vision to be able to say, go back into the world and tell them that our vision is simple: digital governance, digital identity, and digital economy. So you will allow me today to kindly tell you some of those progress, some of the things that we've done in addition to everything that you've seen. 2019, we started the National Digital Identity Rollout, NCRA. No sign of the owner goes there. With NATCA, we tell all man say, you forgo use the NIN. They resist, say, where's it there? We resist as citizens. We say, no, we don't want national ID number. We don't agree. NATCA say no. All mobile companies then for one. The mobile company then say, no, people don't get national ID. President Bill say, all man forget national ID. We then went ahead and we had to start working on the legal framework for data protection. We did several AI applications. We expanded connectivity. You heard what NATCA said today already. We promoted universal digital literacy. We started working on it. When we presented models for transforming our curriculum, again, then say we're not getting lights in a village when I want to talk about computer education. Then say lights can go when I want to talk about data. We did not stop. We went back and continued to work. Your Excellency, all of that work was based on what we call the needs principles. Strategy is important to set where we go. Mind the way in which we work, which came from His Excellency again, were these simple things. We said mobile first. We know say anything with the bill, they get to work on mobile. That week, granny in a village, not sabi read and write through, but it's sabi that a mobile phone have a push button for call the person we want to talk. People that are illiterate too, but they sabi send WhatsApp audio. We said we will ensure that all over this country, mobile has to reach everywhere. We said we will treat Sierra Leone as a lab. No, not a lab, not any lab, as AI lab. Yes, we can laugh some people that when they research like AI no more than they use because they don't understand how AI they work. But 5 years ago, when the world was not thinking about AI, this small country decided that it wanted to be an AI lab. And for that day, we said we will focus on applications of data science for governance, we will follow evidence-based policy frameworks, and we will focus on you, the citizens. The third principle we will use was hybrid technology systems. Yes, lights can go and lights can come. Yes, internet knocking day and sometimes the internet will go off. Yes, the mobile company that can mistake 1110. Yes, the fiber cable that means our solutions have to be hybrid. They get for work online, they get for work offline. They get for work on mobile phone, they get for work on computer. They get for work na the village where you there, na Falaba, and they get for work na presidency office. These principles are what shaped how we have done what we were able to do. Your Excellency, please permit me to show, not all, it's not possible. We go there and say the week that we're not going to talk about the kind of transformation that we don't happen. So I just highlight a couple. Mobile connectivity. And I'm not, these are verifiable. Anything where they are, that live with it. Go verify them and can't tell we say don't notice what happened. Our mobile coverage, Your Excellency, in 2019, 2G was at 80%. Today it is near 100%, 97% in this country. 3G, where they allow you for send data, was at 60% in this country. Today, we're at 97% coverage across Sierra Leone. 4G in 2019 was at 35%. Today, 88% coverage of 4G in this country. Mobile first. We, last year, Your Excellency, told the telcos with NATCA that we want 100% 3G. And I'm happy that we are not stopping there with the announcement that will come soon, that we are trying to set new standards in West Africa and the world. Digital identity, because I is shame for 2019 data, what's our data, digital identity. And we know the measure we set to low body, we let for raise the bar. Today, with the 80% digital biometric system coverage, and our goal, Your Excellency, is that by 2029, we will be at 90%. We spoke about digital financial inclusion and financial adoption. Digital economy, where we measure how money they pass in the world. If you take country like Kenya, where nearly half of their GDP goes through mobile, in 2017, Your Excellency, less than 10% of our people were digitally connected financially. But through great work of NATCA, through great work of BSL, so they're nearly half of the country. Your Excellency, in 2019, 2020, 2023, I don't get money in the pocket, I don't even get car. So we have in the past, people that can say, RCM, you don't get money in the pocket. When I move my money, I'm in there. Today, the people that can't meet me, they say they want to see, I don't get dancing, as soon as they let me go down, they say, hey, these are the orange money numbers. These are the African money numbers. Half of the country is using digital financial system. And we did not stop there. When other countries in the world like America cannot connect and know how, they don't even know how to begin to connect their banking financial systems with mobile, our own switch, our own solutions are connected in a way that from your bank to your mobile money to the person who you're going to send money to happens automatically. And I will highlight Volt, Your Excellency. The Minister and I went to launch Volt technology 2 years ago, 1 year ago. It came out of the sandbox from BSL. I think the person, the voice of God, who did the anger, I can explain, Your Excellency. It says go to London, they pull in card for user. In card we pull na bank here, then say no. Now pull in other card we pull na America, you know the thing for do. Now sit down my Volt app, you send in mobile money straight to move na the bank with the day. You pull out through the ATM na London. These are not theoretical. Hundreds of thousands of dollars are being transacted on platforms that have been developed in Sierra Leone. I know we'll talk to OneGov because we don't hear everything the ministry say. But OneGov will transform. It already is transforming, but it will transform how citizens access services in this country. When they talk about the USDS, US Digital Services in America, as a legacy of President Obama, when they talk about the government digital services as a legacy of Prime Minister Tony Blair, Your Excellency, OneGov.sl is so transformational that even when we talk about your legacy then, I don't even know if you will make it inside the top 5. But it is bigger than what USDS was, it is bigger than what GDS is, and it will be the most transformational solution for how citizens access government services. We said we will speak about education. I remember President Biu was in Kabbalah. And President Biu went to Kabbalah very early on. He came back and he said, you always say, there's somebody was telling me in Kabbalah that when you begin to take exam, they see them they get code, they don't know how to check, they don't know the money, so they take for the one. You challenge us to build a system where any citizen, anywhere, every time, can be able to access their child's result free of charge. And we deploy the Star 468 with help from our partners. It has been used over 5 million times in this country. From Calabar to our friends in Western area. What we have done in Sierra Leone is the opposite of what happens in other parts of the world. Technology brings divide. Technology makes the have-nots better than, or the haves better than the have-nots. In Sierra Leone, we have deployed what we call Tequity, technology and equity. And yes, it is radical inclusion. And yes, it is radical inclusion that allows for somebody who's in Calabar to use a 2G mobile system at any point in time for knowing the key results so he can make a decision there. Your Excellency, we heard about digital public goods. But when we heard UNICEF, when we heard the digital public goods from Norway, the representative from NORAD, what people don't understand is that the co-chairs for digital public goods at the United Nations is Sierra Leone President Bio, is Bill Gates, the Gates Foundation, is Norway, and the solution that was referenced by Salting Solution, which we helped become a digital public good, which is being deployed in India, which is being deployed around the world, could only come about because of Sierra Leone and His Excellency's vision and challenge to us that we must not be end users, we must produce solutions that we put back into the market. Your Excellency, the Education Innovation Challenge. In 2018, at that same conference, Goalkeepers, you said you were going to set up a Human Capital Development Incubator. 2019, you said you were going to set up a Sierra Leone Education Innovation Challenge. 2020, we launched what was a Sierra Leone Innovation Education Challenge with the Ministry of Education, which led to the world's largest education outcomes fund in the world. But now then you say, oh, what's in that mean? Evaluated by Oxford University researchers independently, the outcomes of the Sierra Leone Education Innovation Challenge Fund by independent providers is this. The over 300 schools will participate. The learning outcomes in those schools are equivalent to an extra year of learning in the best performing schools in Africa. The learning where we begin there, and the girl begin and do better as the boy begin there. We learn and the Education Innovation Challenge. Now the same as the best school in Africa, the best performing school in Africa. Not so the same. Now 1 year extra learning, 9 people don't get it here in the country than they. 9 we able to do during this evaluation period. So yes, we are not just innovating, we are transforming lives. We spoke about healthcare. Now, you have referenced this severally, that we must use technology and innovation to transform health. And we said we will do this in Nice. And for you, amongst many things, you said maternal mortality was the most important thing for you. Apart from the fact that Sierra Leone has reduced maternal mortality by 80% in the last 20 years, and 60% of those came from the last 10 years under your leadership. One of the things that we've been able to do with the Ministry of Health was to deploy what we call the pregnancy tracker, where anybody, that's the goal, if person die Pambele, we follow, President Yogo know. If something happened with the woman in this country, at the numbers that it is today, we are not satisfied until the B say, if one woman died Pambele, or wait the good born Peking, the whole country for Sidon and Ase, waiting happened. So we are not satisfied with the incredible 80% reduction. And we are building and deploying solutions that will eliminate maternal mortality, preventable maternal mortality in this country. The numbers incredible. Your Excellency, we did not stop at just public service delivery with citizens. We also engage the military. You know, the armed forces, thanks to your leadership, have benefited tremendously. And one of the programs that was launched 2 years ago was what they call AFLIS, Endowment and Loan Scheme. Beyond the fact that it is 100%, the compliance rate is 100%, DSPI is working with the military so that those citizens, those military people, can now build a credit record that they can use for when they finish their services, that they can use in other ways to transform their lives post-military. This is the power of digital transformation in the lives of our citizens. Digital governance. I was at the ACC the other day. An incredible work being done by my brother Francis Kaifalada. One of the things that was highlighted, Your Excellency, is that Sierra Leone has now 100% digital asset declaration. And Sierra Leone is one of, if not the only country in Africa that has an over 90% compliance rate for the declaration of your assets for public officials on the continent. And that is only possible because of digital governance. There's nothing more important than the ecosystem. With the leadership of the Vice President, we have seen a job fair in this country. But we cannot talk about jobs without talking about the future of jobs. We cannot talk about the future of jobs without talking about technology and innovation and entrepreneurship. And we cannot talk about the future of jobs without talking about now. And that's why we have seen a combination of your big 5 priorities over the next couple of days. But Your Excellency, in 2018, you appointed a Chief Innovation Officer. In 2023, you set up a Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation, and you dared the world. And you dared all of us young people by appointing a 32-year-old young woman who was a member of the institution that you had set up barely 5 years ago. But that young woman who represents the ecosystem as a face is not alone. We heard that there were 6,000 young people who applied to be here. Only 1,000 could. Millions who will participate. Hundreds will undergo training here and afterwards. There are tech companies who are in here. Your Excellency, the ecosystem of innovation in Sierra Leone, I don't even know how to measure it. Because any young man at this country, Your Excellency, will meet you. If you get 1 minute, someone will say an innovator. All man entrepreneur in this country, yeah? And that's what you've done. The young people who are there, just came back from participating in the world's largest robotics competition. Some of them are in the room. There's the Prince William who's over there. It's not but we have transformed and are transforming this ecosystem. So let me just try to summarize. This document is public, one of the most downloaded documents from a government website. We track how many people download the needs. And not just in Sierra Leone. We know that other policymakers across the world are downloading it, using it, and referencing back to us. We said, in speaking about national digital identity, these were the short-term strategic activities. Your Excellency, we don't do all of them. NIN, OneGov, Applied AI. Sierra Leone is one of the first countries that uses what we call the AI teacher tool. Thousands of our teachers across this country can go on WhatsApp, on an AI tool, ask it, how do I teach sexual and reproductive health to a class 4 student? The AI will answer to that teacher using models that are customized on Sierra Leone's policy. We have seen Fresh Track digitized and with CJ. We have expanded access and volumes of connectivity. We are building new legal frameworks, new laws, national AI strategy. We've built and deployed and rolled out the cyber law. Your Excellency, maybe we have been told to do all, we don't do all these. Quantum computing, maybe you don't want it. But one of the staff at ESTI is nicknamed Quantum, so maybe that's the equivalent of us doing it. We will do quantum computing. In terms of incubators and accelerators, we've seen the example with FEC. In this same hall, in this country, we hosted the West Africa Entrepreneurship Startup World Cup. We built and launched, we're building, but we've launched the Fairlane Tech City. Research and academia, Sierra Leone boasts the partnership for Bionic Lab with MIT. We've built a sandbox for financial inclusion and teacher education. That's what we said we would do in short term, and we're right on track. Your Excellency, let me end where I started from. Usmania, Awayoki, Salibaba, and the millions of young people who are in this country are today because of you. This summit is not for you, Your Excellency, sorry to disappoint you. This summit is for the Sierra Leoneans, the young people, it's for the Africans, the young people, and it's for the world. It's for the world to see that when there is a leader who has a vision, who sets that vision, and against any odd and every odd, goes ahead with it, that country can never be the same. We're here to show that when you said the new direction, it was the right direction. And we're here because we believe that when we say together we will deliver, it is not because we bellful. It is because we know that together we are delivering in this country for Sierra Leoneans, no matter who they are, where they come from, in a truly radically inclusive way. And when we speak about national innovation and digital strategy, we still have 5 years to go. Together, we will deliver. Thank you.